So today's lesson, we're going to talk about two different topics that help set up the Deaf Institute here in America. Oh, can you see me? Can you see me? Okay, yeah, that's right, Gallaudet. Do you know how Gallaudet became fascinated with deaf culture? No, don't tell them. I know you know. Do any of you? Okay, that's fine. So I'll start writing down the names on the board. Okay, you see the spelling for Gallaudet? Here, Gallauo, you know, that's how it sounds. Gallaudet, yeah. Do you have it? Okay. Yes, that's right. TH, yeah, that's kind of like, but you use the name sign for him as well, Gallaudet. And he was the one that set up the Deaf Institute in America. That's him, Thomas. He was a preacher before, did you know that? Oh, you didn't know. See? He was a preacher. And he was from the state of Connecticut, you know, on the East Coast. And near Boston. But he was in another part of Connecticut. He was born and he grew up there. He was not a strong person at first. He was a pretty sick child and weak, and his body had a lot of problems. And he was young, but inside his body had a lot of problems, and he was like an older person. Oh, who's that? It's like him? Oh, he's the new boy. Okay. Yeah, he's sick too. It's a little bit similar to that, but yeah, good connection. Oh, he had lung problems, a few different things. He had health problems, Gallaudet did. So he was growing up, he decided he wanted to study and become a preacher. So he went to college. Do you know what preaching college it was? Oh, that's right. Not, you can't do it now, but before you were able to study preaching there. But the college was a long way from home, so he could kind of go and rejuvenate his health and then come back and go back home and relax and then go back and study. So it kind of worked for him. So he was wandering around, you know, looking at shops and people. I don't know, back then they didn't have cars, right? So he was just walking, and that's kind of how they lived. So Gallaudet, he decided to go out for a walk one day so that he could feel better and have, you know, fresh air. Yeah, kind of like your dorm that you sometimes have. You know, sometimes you just need the fresh air. So he was going out for a walk, and he noticed something interesting. He saw some children playing, and they were just playing. You know, and he had never done that because he was so sick as a child, so he was a little bit interested by it because he wasn't able to play outside. So he noticed a group of kids playing, and so he went to go sit on the bench and watch them play. And he noticed something weird. There was someone that wasn't playing with the other kids, and hold on. And he was wondering why she wasn't playing. So he decided to go up to her and talk to her. And she was just sitting there playing in the dirt, writing things in the dirt, and not really paying attention to him. And he kept trying to talk to her. Wanted to ask her why she wasn't playing with the other girls. The girl, that's right, she's deaf. The gal that was talking to her, and he noticed shouting. And the kids told him that she's deaf, and he was like, oh, really? Okay. So he tapped her on the shoulder, and she looked up at him, and he tried to talk to her, and she just kind of stared at him like she wasn't understanding what he was saying. He felt bad, and he wanted to be a preacher. He wanted to help people, help heal, people, and so he was really interested by this. And he wanted to know how to communicate with her. So she couldn't talk, she didn't use her hands. She just kind of looked around. Can she communicate at all? Do you have any ideas of how she could have communicated? No? Her clothes, her hair was nice, so she came from a nice family. And so, he saw his hat. It's kind of like Lincoln's hat, yeah. It's a white hat, and he put it down. And he pointed it to her, and he was like, this is a hat. He spoke to her. And she just kind of looked at him, and he was like, what do I do? So he took a stick of wood, and he drew in the dirt the letters H-A-T for hat. And the girl looked at him and saw the letters for the word and looked up at him, and he pointed to his hat, and then he pointed to the words, and she was like, oh, just this expression of wonderment and understanding on her face, and she smiled, and he looked at her, and she just kept smiling, and she got up and took the hat and put it on her head, and was looking at it, and she was all excited. She pointed to the word and pointed to the hat, and yeah.